I saw an advertisement that had been in the Washington Post.
We saw an ad in the Washington Post, and I called there.
And I brought her home, put her down, the boys went bananas.
And then the story begins there, the sad story.
He was just very sick.
He didn't sleep at night. He would cough all night long.
You're lying there, and he's sleeping. I looked down, I thought, isn't that cute? And I saw the worms.
And from that moment, nothing was right.
Different puppies, different breeds, but all were purchased from the same family in Stafford County. Mark and Marty Patriza own 2 pet stores. The family breeds dogs, sells, grooms, and has a kennel. And all of their businesses have piqued the interest of animal control.
We've had quite a few complaints with them as well. The same type of complaints, buying sick dogs. People buy sick dogs from them, or the place is filthy, or they brought their dogs in for grooming and they come back with kennel cough.
These complaints to animal control prompted an investigation by the County Board of Supervisors into artistic groomers. But when the Patrizas filed for bankruptcy and closed their doors, that closed the investigation. They then sold puppies from their kennel until the county notified them that the permit wouldn't allow them to do that. So they then reopened their pet store in the same location. But instead of artistic groomers, they're calling their new stores Puppy Love.
I mean, when I went to get my permit, they gladly took my $50 for a pet dealer and never said a word. Nobody's ever said a word to me.
Our investigation uncovered 45 complaints, which Patriza says she's unaware of. But we also found letters from the county attorney notifying her. To her credit, both stores appeared clean and orderly, but customers say the puppies they bought were sick.
She coughed all night long to where she'd choke and gag and go limp on me. So
Cheryl Freeman knew Tiffany was in trouble as soon as she brought the puppy home to her 2 boys.
So she had kennel cough and she had worms. I thought she was going to die.
And I saw the worms. They were all over her rear end. They'd all started coming out.
Freeman also found the paperwork on her brown and blue-eyed Maltese, the vaccination records, the description, the breeder were wrong. They were for a different puppy.
And if I recall correctly, she ended up paying $0 for the puppy. I mean, that's my recollection. She paid nothing for the puppy.
Robert Rancod spent over $1,100 on vet bills right after he bought this Chihuahua pup, his first dog. She had to be euthanized 2 weeks later.
She had intestinal parasites, pneumonia, anemia.
Rancod eventually bought another Chihuahua from a different breeder. For him, money was never the issue.
I learned a hard lesson, and I was so upset because of what I went through. I was hoping that no one else has to go through the same experience.
But Randy Decatur is.
This is my puppy, Rocky. I bought him from Puppy Love. He had mange, kennel cough, a parasite, and his ears were badly infected from being clipped.
5-month-old Rocky also needs an $800 surgery to correct his dislocated kneecap. It's a birth defect. Randy's friends have also had problems with the Yorkie pup that they bought from the Patrizas.
He, in 2 months, was on maybe 6 different medications.
You just can't go around breaking people's hearts like that. When you're selling, an animal, you expect it to be, healthy and, fine when you so you can care for it and watch it grow up.
Can I help you? Yes, please. Having heard the complaints, we paid a surprise visit to the Patrizas' kennel.
I'm Jennifer Ryan from Channel 9.
5 hours later, they proudly showed us their kennel, which was being cleaned, and their breed stock. Mark Patriza told me he had about 17 dogs.
17 dogs?
But my producer and I each counted 35. They said they bred 8 different breeds. We counted 10. But what's most disturbing was what we were told on hidden camera, when an employee assumed we were customers.
We've never had kennel cough, ever, ever, ever. Been in the business over 20 years, ever, ever. Never had a problem with parvo, thank God, because that'll kill all the dogs as well.
But the answer changed when asked by a TV reporter.
Have you ever had an instance of parvo?
Of course, in 20 years, darn right.
But see, the ads are always the same. Always the same. Health guaranteed.
They appear every weekend, advertising specific breeds using several different phone numbers. But what they don't say is it's a pet store.
But we answer the phone, Puppy Love, and we tell them everything. I mean, there's nothing hidden. So it's not like we're, sneakily tricking these people.
But customers feel they aren't told everything and say the Patrizas' written guarantee to replace sick puppies is not the answer.
Once that puppy's home and you have children, who's going to take it back?
We're very aware of what's going on over there, and we are keeping notes.
I'm not here to traumatize people. I'm trying very desperately to get healthy puppies into people's hands and make them happy.